I'm sure a lot of you have already heard the news. Freelook is gone. Well, it's not gone per se, it's just disabled on the Hypixel network. That is because recently, Hypixel has stated in a forum post that changes to a player's perspective is a disallowed modification. And essentially, changing a player's perspective is literally what Freelook is. It's even called the perspective mod. Although, nobody calls it the perspective mod, everyone just calls it Freelook. This, obviously, is a very controversial move by Hypixel because a lot of people like Freelook. A huge portion of the PvP community and Bed Wars community uses Freelook, so, they aren't too happy about it getting removed. But that begs the question, is Freelook really an unfair advantage? And to answer that question, we must answer another question first, which is, what is an unfair advantage? Yeah, normally I'd use Freelook in this situation, but I can't because it's banned. To me, an unfair advantage means something that gives you an advantage over a vanilla player. And that, unfortunately, would mean Freelook is an unfair advantage by that definition, which is probably why Hypixel inevitably banned it. If you compare it to other mods that is very common. For example, armor HUD. You see in my bottom right, you can see my armor. That's not an unfair advantage because you press your inventory and you get it right here. And stuff like toggle sprint doesn't even have an impact on your game, and you can get the same effect by just holding down your sprint button, especially considering that the newer versions of Minecraft actually have toggle sprints built into the game. So what makes Freelook different, you might ask? Freelook just lets you do things you can do in F5 anyways. Like if you want to look to the right, you can just look right using F5. But the problem is Freelook keeps your crosshair in the same position where you are. That means when running across bridges, you can look to your right or left and not worry about falling off. But with F5, you can't really do that because, you change the direction you're running in. Or if you're bridging straight up, like this, Freelook allows you to look freely, surprise, surprise, while in vanilla you can't do that just by, looking around in F5. So that is what most would consider an unfair advantage that Freelook has over vanilla Minecraft. But does it warrant getting removed? Well, I mean, if it is an unfair advantage, then yes, it does deserve to get removed if anything is an unfair advantage, no matter how big or how small of an advantage it is. And there's a lot of arguments for and against this, but I'm gonna talk about the main arguments against this move. One argument is Freelook's been around for a very long time, as in years, so why is it only getting removed now? That's not really an argument, it's just saying, oh, it's old, it's been around for a long time, so we should just keep it. Just because it's been around for a long time doesn't mean it's okay. There are plenty of things that are bad that were accepted for long periods of time that are no longer accepted in our current society. So just because it was acceptable for a long period of time doesn't mean it should continue to be acceptable. Another common argument is that it's accessible, as in it's not an unfair advantage because anyone can install Freelook. To that I say anyone can install a hacked client. There are plenty of safe, open source, easy to install hacked clients, yet we don't allow those because everyone can understand why that'd be considered an unfair advantage. Another argument I've heard people use is that it's not even that big of an advantage, so what's the point of removing it? Any unfair advantage is still an unfair advantage, and if the point of your game is to be fair, then it doesn't matter how big, how small the advantage is, an unfair advantage still ought to be removed. You have no health, so what's my take on the matter? Personally, I like Freelook, I like the ability to look around, and I'm gonna miss it, but I also understand the arguments for and against them, and I'm not really one to argue with those. Simply because I agree with the arguments. I don't want Freelook removed, but I understand exactly why they would do it. I understand why it would count as an unfair advantage, and why people would want it removed. Because at the end of the day, it just comes down to how it compares to vanilla Minecraft. And compared to vanilla Minecraft, it is an unfair advantage. But that's just my opinion. I want to hear what you guys think. I know this is a bit of a weird video, but I just wanted to share my opinion. Do you agree with my opinion? Do you not? And most importantly, what's your favorite condiment? I really want to know what you guys put on your hot dogs. So that's going to be it, and see you later.